Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about how you can kickstart your very first project using Medtronic. And we're going to be using Medtronic 8 as the version of choice, and we'll be also using PHP as our backend language to simulate how we merge our partials together. So it's going to be quite a lengthy video, so let's just get right into it. We first need to purchase and download the latest version of Medtronic. To do that, we can go to keenteams.com/Medtronic and click on the Buy Now button right here. You just open up TeamForest, where we have Medtronic for you to download. Now, if you already have Medtronic purchased, you can just again come to this website and download the latest version. The link of this page will be in the description below, so you can just check it out from there. Cool. Alright, so once you've done downloading it, it should look something like this. And in here we just have to unzip the package into its own folder. And we have our 5 versions of Medtronic and the design file. So the 5 versions are basically Angular, Base HTML, Laravel, React, and Vue. So we'll be using the HTML version for now. And we can just go ahead in the HTML and we go into our theme folder. So in our theme folder, we have all of our demos, 1 to 9 and then demo 13. And then we have a tools folder. When you start your very first project, we highly recommend you to use Medtronic 8 as a companion app rather than working within this folder itself. So since we're going to use PHP as our backend language, we actually need a environment or some sort of local environment within our computer so that we can actually run it, like run server-side languages. The server-side language or the environment that we're going to use is called WAMP, or WAMP server right here. But you do not have to use WAMP. You can actually use any other option to basically boot up a localhost environment on your machine, whether it's XAMPP or something else, it doesn't matter. So what we have here is we have a new folder that we've created within our WAMP folder, and in here is where we will add our files. So first we're going to choose which demo we want to use. To do that, we can actually go to our official website, and then we can just look at all the demos we have here. So we have demo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. You can choose if you want to start your project with a specific layout in mind. For example, you do not want a side menu, you just want a header, you can use demo 2 or something else. But if you want like a side menu, you can have like using demo 1, or you want maybe a different like a gradient of colors, or maybe you have like a search sidebar, search top bar, and so on. So these are all the different options that you have for you to basically kickstart your first project. So once you have an idea of what your project is supposed to look like, you can go ahead and pick it. So in this case, we're going to pick demo 1. So what we're going to do is just copy demo 1 and the tools folder, just copy that, and we're going to put it into our new project folder. So go ahead and do that. Alright, that's done. And what you're going to do next is we're going to create a new folder here called projects. Now this is where you're going to put your own project files. So if you have like a certain framework you want to use, just put it on here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to open demo 1, go to this, go to index, and open it in our browser, and go to not docs. You don't need to go to docs yet. We can go to the layout builder. And in the layout builder, we have a few options. You can first select like what kind of design files that you want to export out, or if you want like a preloader spinner kind of thing, whenever you transition into like other pages and so on. Or you can even customize your header, your toolbar, page titles, side menus, content, and footer. So all these are just like container layout types where you can change whether it's width or fluid, fixed or fluid, and so on. But for the aside, you have more options, like you can actually change the color from dark to light. So you can do that once you've done your configuration. You can actually just click preview, and it'll just show you a quick preview on how it looks like here. So that's great. So if this is all good, then let's go ahead and just export this. Basically, we want this layout for our project. We click export. What it's going to do is just going to give us a zip file like so. So you can show the folder, and what you're going to do is you can just just copy that and put it into our project folder. This is our new project folder. right here, new projects, go put it in your projects folder and unzip it here. Cool, so that's done. We can go ahead and delete that. So now we have our layout, our basically scaffolding for the entire project. We have our index, we have our layouts, and we have our partials in here. But what we want to do is we want to create a new page within this layout. So we can go ahead and do that. So first we can create a new folder called pages. Actually, we can actually do all this within our IDE of choice, which is VS Code. So this VS Code, we have our project open right here, and everything you can see, the code is all ready for you to just use. However, there are some commented lines that we place here, for example like this. It's just to indicate on where the partial is going to be using. So since we're going to use PHP, we need to convert our all the files here into PHP and then link all this up. So let's first convert everything to PHP. Now to do that, there is actually a very simple way to do it. We can actually go to our project file here and then open our command prompt, and then there's a small little script that we can use like this, and what it does, it just converts all the HTML into PHP files. So let's just run that, and now everything is in PHP. Easy peasy. Cool. So next, what we do is we want to convert all this commented lines into an actual PHP include line. So to do that, we can actually just do this, just do a find and replace. But what we can do is we're going to replace it to PHP include, include with an opening quote, and then replace that, and then replace the back part with the closing code. So it'll be .php like so, and then replace that. Oops, that's not right. So we need to undo that, and we need to add the closing quotes. Oh, that's right, we're actually still working in the deleted or the old HTML file. So let's fix that. Okay, there we go. Now we're in the correct HTML part. Let's replace this and then replace this. There we go. Save that. So now we have this running. Now when we follow this path to the master file, which is this, we have a few more things, a few more partials that we need to link up. So let's go ahead and do just that. Let's do this first, and then we can just replace the back part with this one. Place that. And now we need to look at the path thing. Now, since master.php is actually within the layout folder, we do not need layout. So let's go ahead and remove that. So just copy, or rather find this string here, and whoops, copy this and just remove all that. So we just want aside like so. So this is what we have, which is basically referencing these files in here. So let's go ahead and save that. So now what we can do is we can actually open this file in our browser using our localhost environment. So it was new project / project. So you can see everything is sort of working. Our styling of assets is not built at all. So what we need to do is we will need to deploy our assets from our tools folder, or rather from our demo 1, into our projects folder. So how we do that is we go into our config.json, and we have this little string here that we can change. So instead of deploying to demo, the selected demo, and then the this assets, which is, if you go to demo 1, go this, and then right here, so it's actually this path here. We want to actually deploy the assets, these assets, into our projects folder. So how do you do that? We just have to just rename this to project, which is our folder right here. And then we don't have a dist, since this whole project is just by itself. Just project/assets, and that's it. And all we have to do now is navigate to the tools folder and then run our gulp. Before that, let's just check, do we have our node modules? We do not, so we need to run our yarn first. Alright, we have our node modules now. All of the dependencies have been included, and now we just have to run gulp demo1. So what happens here is we're going to grab all of our source, like everything from here, and deploy it to the path that we defined, which is our project. So let's go and do that. As you can see, our assets are now getting built, and it's done. Open our assets, we see our CSS now working. So let's open up our browser again and do a quick refresh, and now we have our basically our scaffolding. We have our header, our aside, and we have our footer, and our aside is actually configured based on whatever we configured within our layout builder. So that's pretty cool. But our content is still blank. There's a reason for that. If we go into our master, and then the first thing we see is the aside base file. So if we just go into aside, go to base, we notice there are more partials that we need to include. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Say we just included the aside menu, so let's see what happens. And now we have our side menu. So we need to do that for all of our partials, or rather all of our, if you follow, where's my master file again? So let's go back to master. So if you follow all of like the header, the toolbar, and so on, you'll basically find partials to be relinked. So if we go to header, go to base. So in here, if you notice, there's a few other things. So let's go ahead and do just that. And now to replace the top front parts, this one. Okay, cool. So now in this case, right, we are in the header base file, yeah, but we are referencing the menu, which is right here. So we do not need this entire string. So you have to just keep in mind when you're relinking partials. As for this, top bar is actually referencing to a different folder, which is right here. So in PHP, we have this like a magic variable called dr. So you can do that, and then we can just remove the layout, or do this and do that, which basically will reference this folder right here. So we save that. So let's just do a quick refresh, and what we get, yep, we get our top bar and toolbars and everything like that. Next, what do we have? Let's go back to our master. So we did our header. So let's look at toolbars. Toolbars, toolbar 1. Do we have any? Yep, we do. So let's go ahead and do this. Just simple copy and replace. Find and replace, sorry. Find and replace, and then double check if all this is correct. So it's actually referencing the page title. So let's go ahead and use our magic variable. Remove that, dot, and yep. So this is toolbar 1. Refresh. Yep, we have this now. And looking at master, what else do we have? Content. So in content, we have some widgets that we need to include. So let's go ahead and include that too. Cool. Now we need to see if it's referencing the correct files. So we are in layouts and partials. There's partials up here. So let's go ahead and do our, we have all partials, right? All partials, great. So we can do a quick find and replace for this too. So just copy this whole thing and put it in find, and then we're going to do paste that, and then put in our magic variable. And in here we do a slash dot slash, because we're going out of the layout. We are not in header, we are in content. We're going out of the layout into the partials. All right, let's do that. Save that, and let's see what happens. Boom, everything now. We have content. All right, so what else do we have in master? Content, we have a footer. Is our footer working? I'm pretty sure it's working, yep. Then we have top bar, which is, yep, that's fine. So what else do we have? Okay, we have explore, yep. And then we have partials. Is this really pulling? I think it is. No, it's not. So let's just fix our partials and do like that. Scroll top, is it right here? Yep, it is. Okay, I think that's all working. So now we have entire Medtronic working, but we are actually in our new projects folder. So this is the project folder where you will start working on your project. So what you can do is, we want to replace a single file. Let's say in pages, we want to have, you know what, maybe we need to minimize or remove all this, what I call all these menus or links, and only include a few. So let's just go ahead and do that, because in your project perhaps you don't need all this, all of the links. So first we have our dashboard, and then we have our default, which is right here. So if you change this default to say page 1, and then we do a quick refresh, what happens? This changes to page 1. So that's great. So what we can do is we can just delete all of this because we don't need it. Alright, that's all these are accordions. Yep, that's right. Okay, so where is it? From here all the way to here. Delete. Save that, and now we only have page 1. Cool. That's exactly what we need. And in page 1 we need to add, okay, this points to index, so maybe instead of page 1 let's put this as home, and then we want to create a new menu. We don't want it to be an active menu because we just want this to be active on the home page. Or do we have to make this actually the active part a little bit more dynamic. So since we're going to use PHP, we can actually use PHP to detect the page that we're on. So at the moment this is index, and this can be page 1, like so. So let's do this, and let's add maybe a simple PHP script. So we can do page equals, we don't need brackets here, so get, here we go, page. So now we do a check. If page is, there's no URL parameter, so if there is, we add it. If not, we're going to put home as a page. Hey, no, not home, index. That's the default. All right, cool. And now what you're going to do is, okay, let's put, do we need to, yeah, we can just do this. We can just put it here instead of active. You can do if, whoops, if page equals index, then do something, which is basically echo active, right? And then we can do the same thing. Oh yeah, we need to close it. Yep. Here, so if page equals 1, and oops, that. Oops, we don't really want to format that. All right, all good. Cool. So that's that. And we can just go ahead and go back to our page right here, our browser, and do a quick refresh. Cool. So now we have something, trying to reference something. All right, perhaps we have to put a set, like so, and there we go. So on the second one, we don't want it to be home again, so this can be page 1, like so. All right, so now this page is now working. So we have our page 1 and yeah, and home page. So our link, our basically our active states are working. It's just that, all right, okay, that's, all right, that is not a number. We should make it a string instead. There we go. So now our active state is working, but our page 1 is still pointing to the home page. So we need to do the same exact logic. Of course, this is all just very simple ideas and concepts. There are of course better ways to optimize this code. Like for example, if you have you put it like at the very beginning, or you have a shared variable or global variable that can go across all pages or all files, that works a lot better. But this is a really quick and dirty way of doing things, but it gets the point across. So let's just go ahead and do the same thing right here, and we find our content right here. So we can extend this part to like a switch, or this if page equals 1, right? Then you have an else. We need an else. Basically, you can else to have maybe this. Okay, this can be a fallback. page fallback or something like that. But if not, you can put this if it's page 1, or let's put another one. If page index else. There we go. And then we copy this. Whoops. Copy this. Put it in here. Put it in here. So okay, maybe our page fallback, we just put it as this for now. Alright, cool. So that's done. What we need to do is we actually need to create our page 1 page. So remember how we have our basically a new folder. Let's just create a new file called page. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Page 1.php. Alright, okay, so we need to reference that. So we are in, where are we? We are master, and we need to go to pages. So we need to do this. Pages, page 1.php. Okay. Alright, so in here we can do a page 1 just for now, just to see what's happening. So do a quick refresh. As you can see, page 1 is now page 1. So now we have our routing sort of sorted by using this very simple script. What we can do from here onwards is we can build the page. So to build the page, what we do is we look at what we have. So let's just open our demo1 file again. Now where's our demo1? No, not here. So in here in our new project, let's go back to demo1, this, and look at our pages. So these are our pages. So for demo1, for our page 1, what do we want? We maybe want an overview, like just a simple overview of our entire page. So that's cool. So we locate this file. So where is it? It's in pages profile overview. Pages profile overview. So pages profile, profile overview. So this is the HTML file that we're going to use, and we're going to put it into our page 1. But if we look at our master, we are putting the content in here onwards, right? So if we look for what we're looking for, content, where's our content? Right here we have the KT container, our KT content container. So what we can do is just copy this, go to your overview and search for that. So it's right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize this. Oh, we have another one here actually. This is the one we want. This is actually the toolbar, and this is the actual content, because you see it's within the KT post and master is within the KT post. So let's go ahead and pull it from there. Where did it go? Here. So minimize all that, copy this whole entire thing, put it in page 1 like so, save that. You can format it a little bit. One more, yep, there we go. And then now let's go back to our page 1 right here and do a quick refresh, and now we have the entire page of our profile overview in our projects. And then from here we can just customize it. The image, like you want to grab it from your server, the name is actually grabbing from maybe an API endpoint or your database, and so on. What you can do is, so we can customize this part, which is within the within the header. Let's just go ahead and do that. Our master. So I keep using our master. So header right here, base. Okay. And in our base we have our top bar, which is here. In our base here, oh, we have actually more stuff in our top bar. So let's fix that real quick. Okay, do that, include, do that, HTML, and then do this. Yep. And then double check, is going to our top bar partials. So we can just remove that. What else do we have? There's just 2. Okay, there's one more here. Take that out. Take that out. And we have layout search. So we're gonna do this. Where is search? Up here. Okay, cool. And refresh. Okay, so we just added the search, but it's still not working. So let's go ahead and check out search file. Search right here, base. Right, there's more stuff here to fix. Do that. You can, as you can see, it's pretty quick and easy in how you can actually just do a copy and paste. Sorry, not find and replace. You can do a quick find and replace on our comment so that you can get everything all just working. So let's go ahead and copy this, find that, paste here, and we do not need all this because we are in the search file already. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just double check, do we have anything else in here? Nope, no, let's do this search instead. Yeah, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. So what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on this and I don't see any results. So when that happens, basically this line of comment doesn't exist in this file. So that's good. You don't need to do anything there. So do a quick refresh and then let's see if our search works. There we go. Cool. But we actually want to change this. Let's find that. All right, so it's in, we checked header wasn't there, go toolbars, page title, it's right here, page title. Okay, there we go. This is our title and this is our description. So we can make this a dynamic title. So we can do that by using the exact same logic. So if you just grab this, go back to our page title, whoops, here. Again, this is just a simple, very simple rudimentary logic behind it. So if it's set this, so this needs to be a little bit more robust. All right, so we can do this. So if page equals, whoops, index, we do something else. Nope. If page equals our page 1, for example, then we do something else. So let's put our default case will be, say, title equals home, or maybe our fallback be like dashboard, right? And then in our index we can put it as home, and then in our page 1 we will call it page 1, and then in here we replace this with a simple echo. Come on, echo, and put title like so. And then for this you can again use this dynamically, like grab it from database. Oh yes, you can actually grab this if you have database content, just grab it from a database. This is just a very simple rudimentary example, so we're just going to simplify this logic. So let's just do a quick refresh, and now we have page 1, we go to home, we have home, and that's pretty much it on how you can actually kickstart your very first project. But there's a little bit more we can talk about here, is how do we customize certain things like theming. How do we retheme a certain project? Well, one thing we can do, how we can retheme this, is actually just using our options here, within the layout builder, so that you can get your theming right out the bat. However, you can actually go to Matronix, the demo one, and you go into the source folder, go to the source, and go to, say, where's our layout, right? Our layout, and then go to like variables. Okay, so in here we can do certain things. We can change the background color for our header, or say our aside, like this. So our background color is actually set to, so let's check out aside, base. So where's our background color? You know what, we can actually check it from here. Let's right click that, inspect that. So our side menu is this whole thing. No, it's this whole thing. And it's using a side light. So it's actually using a special color for it. But we can actually change all those colors by going to our variables, which is in components and variables custom. So we have this and we have this. So we have lights. We don't have a lights variable here, but we do have a lights variable here. All right, my mistake. The actual aside variable or aside styling is within the base. And if you scroll down, you have a dark theme here, and you have light theme here. So these actually defined to a simple white. So we can actually change this to something else. Let's change this to, what color do you want? Maybe something drastic, like say primary. Alright, so we just change a certain thing within our SAS in demo 1. But what we do is we can just run gulp again, and it will redeploy all basically these changes into our project rather than deploying into the demo 1 assets. Alright, let's go ahead and double check, and there you go. Primary is actually, blue is actually the primary color, but it's really not great, so let's just put it back to white. Alright, so there's one more thing left to do, or one more thing for us to showcase to you is how do we actually turn on dark mode for your project. So we have our dark CSS, dark SAS here. So let's look at our documentation. Let's open our documentation right here, and as you can see, there's a dark mode right here. So in here, first we need to run the gulp task to build the dark mode assets. Basically, this is the gulp version, this is the npm version. So once we have the dark mode assets, we just need to swap this around. So we need to swap our plugins and our CSS to use the dark version of it. And then we add a dark mode into our body. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let's just run this command. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to replace this two based on a certain configuration. So to keep this again real simple is, if you look into our index, is where we have the plugins bundle and the style bundle located. So style bundle will be here, plugins bundle will be here. So we need to replace this to the dark version depending on whether dark mode is activated or not. So to really know if, or to understand, or to find out whether we have dark mode, let's do a simple logic. Now this can be like a certain state that is created within your project. It could be a state or a session variable or a cookie. It doesn't matter what it is, but just find a way to grab the information that that your user has been doing within your website. So, but in this case, we can do, say, theme mode equals, okay, let's do this, get, not that, yeah, get, and then mode. Okay, so if there's something there, we grab it, else light. So we're always defaulting to light, right? And then we can turn on mode equals light by default, and then if mode equals dark, then mode equals, yeah, mode equals dark. Something simple like that. Oops, like that. Okay, then we need to add this sort of logic in here, where we have simple PHP code, where do if mode equals light, do something, else if, you know what, let's make it simple, let's make it dark and just put an else. Right, and we copy this, we close it up and open it again and dump it there. Format that. Let's see, everything's working, yep. And then what we want to do is do the same thing here, right? And let's grab this too. and put it here. Right, now we need to add this dark mode in our body class. So we don't have any of that, so let's just do that logic real quick. If same logic mode equals dark, then open echo, what do you want? Dark mode. Right, and then we have, that's pretty much it actually. Alright, cool. So that's all hooked up. And let's go back to our project and do a quick refresh. This will change back to white because we just did that. So now let's do mode equals dark. Oops, looks like we missed something. Let's check out what we missed. Oh, that's right, actually. You know what, let's keep it real simple. Let's put mode here and take this out. We don't need that. So in case that if it's anything else other than dark, it will always be defaulted to white. Let's go and try that again. Cool, we have this now working, but our aside is still set to light. Because if you go to, let's go to aside, where's our aside? Right here. Okay, we have this up here. So we need to actually take that out based on the same logic. So let's do the exact same logic. Again, this is really unoptimized code, but of course this is just a general idea. Let's double check our base. Is it called dark? Yep, it is. So let's just do a very simple PHP echo mode, and that's it. Refresh. There you go. Let's take out dark, take out mode totally, and now we have light. So simple, clean, light, dark modes. Whoops. All ready and set for you to go for your project. So that's it for this video. I hope you find this video informative. Give us a like if you did, then please also subscribe YouTube channel so that and also turn on the notification bell so that next time we release a video you'll get an update. Please also follow us on our social medias. Links will be in the description below, and I see you guys in the next video. Take care.